Now to me, I wanted my review for a psychological thriller slash horror called Would You Rather. Now I've not long just finished watching this movie, and I have to say this actually was pretty surprising. It was better than I was expecting it was going to be, but at the same time, I have seen better within this type of genre, but the concept of it was enough to keep me interested, to keep me going, and there's actually generally some, surprising tension building scenes, and the type of, the extreme version of game of Would You Rather is actually quite an interesting concept. It's kind of like a low down version of Saw in a sense. So generally quite interesting to watch this movie, and it's worth talking about it for an actual review. So let's talk about Would You Rather. Why did you break up the sun? So the film was released in 2012. It's a low budget indie horror movie that was released straight to DVD market. No cinema releases of course for this movie. It falls into the same lines as Exam and The Loved Ones. The storyline follows a young girl who is trying to earn money for her brother's illness, but when a mystery billionaire offers to cover all expenses by taking part in a special game, unknowingly of an extreme version of Would You Rather, with other contestants also wanting to win this grand prize. Okay, so the movie is very easy to understand. Anybody can follow this movie. It's a very simple psychological thriller with some horror elements into it. I actually found this movie entertaining for the concept of the idea of like a billionaire offering to cover everything, all expenses, surgery, the full works, by taking part in this kind of sick, kind of sadistic kind of game of Would You Rather. It's quite an interesting concept. It's kind of like a lower down version of Saw, I think, a little bit. It's not massively violent. It's a 15 certificate, so you won't see anything massively gorgeous of blood or anything. I think the main kind of horror elements in it is more the kind of the tension building scenes, especially in the decision making by some of the characters, because they have a choice of would you rather do this or would you rather do that, and they have to make the decision or basically get shot in the face. It's that simple, quite simply, and it's interesting to see which characters kind of do what, and some characters like say screw you all, I'm going to play it my way, and surprisingly to my knowledge it actually tries to mix it up a little bit. It doesn't try and do the same kind of round one, round two, round three. It does that in stages, but they also try to escape. They would try and outsmart the actual villain of the actual movie in a sense, and it's generally quite interesting to see some of the scenes happen and how it plays out. But compared to other movies that I've seen in the same genre, like like Exam or the Loved Ones type thing, I don't think it holds up massively well. I actually enjoyed it as a whole movie. I thought it was actually pretty well from start to finish, but at the same time it was quite predictable. We have our main character, our kind of main protagonist in a sense, and you can kind of guess some of the plot points of some of the things that are going to happen. The ending, I guessed 10 minutes before it was actually happening, because I actually said to myself in the head, wouldn't it be funny if this happened kind of thing, and it turns out that it did. So, but unfortunately for me, it's a one-off watch. I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was. It definitely exactly what I wanted it to be, and it was a little bit more in places. I think the characters are generally quite interesting. The tension building scenes are interesting, but would I watch it again? No, I wouldn't, perfectly honest. Now the casting for this movie is generally quite interesting. We have a range of actors which I've actually seen in a lot of different projects and a lot of different movies, and some were definitely overshadowing some of the other actors. I think one or two are just kind of there for the paycheck, and or they just got on from the street like, hey, we're doing a movie, do you want to be in this movie for half an hour? We'll give you some money kind of thing. It just felt like that in some of the actual casting decisions. I mean, some of these actors I've never even heard of, to be perfectly honest, or they could have been played by anybody in all fairness. But there actually were some pretty decent actors in the movie. Some were used more than others. One of the actual main actors, of course the villain, the actual piece, the actual billionaire in the movie, Jeffrey, I actually thought he was actually a pretty decent character in the movie, and I felt his energy was really fantastic. I love his presence on the screen, and I felt he was actually a pretty menacing type of villain, just like another sick millionaire that wants to kind of, put these people through hell for money. Basically, if I'm going to give you money, entertain me, give me something to kind of, say, that's for the books, or I'm going to enjoy that kind of thing, I'm going to remember that tonight. It's basically he wants to spend money, he wants to give you one person, the golden goose in a sense, but you got to entertain me. You got to really, really want it. I really like the idea of his character like that. If he ever did a Bioshock movie, I think he's the perfect actor to do Andrew Ryan. It looks perfectly like Andrew Ryan in the actual game. It's that little mustache and just the way his presence on the screen. He doesn't really get angry at all, to be perfectly honest. He just, he will kill you, he will shoot you kind of thing, and he has that kind of authority and that like, would you so kindly, pick your game kind of thing. I really like the idea of that. So, also we have a character named Lucas in the movie. I can't pronounce the actual actor's name. Really fantastic. Also, he did some really good projects. He's in Dollhouse, he was in Dexter recently also. Really good actor. I like to see him in different projects. He was also in the Avengers, a little cameo appearance in there. Really good actor. Nice to see him actually have a full role in this, and actually he was pretty decent, perfectly honest. I really liked his performance, so good stuff. Also miss me with Sasha Grey, who is known definitely for yeah, she's a porn star. Best character in the movie is definitely the billionaire character. I think he was actually genuinely quite interesting. I really liked his kind of presence on the screen, and he really wanted to kind of, you know, play this game and really wanted, you know, to do the extreme stuff, and I really liked the idea of that, so I found his character was definitely the best of the performances given. But the rest of the cast was also pretty decent. It's one or two overshadowed by other actors, and some were just there for the body count, so it's a shame really. Overall I think the movie was done generally quite well considering it was a low independent horror movie. Unfortunately it's a one-off watch for me. I felt it was a good concept, and I really liked the characters, especially the villain character. I thought it was really good, and it's an entertaining enough for a 90-minute movie. You know, from start to finish I was engaged just watching it. I wasn't flicking away, but at the same time it doesn't offer anything massively different or new enough to add to my collection or rewatch again. So replayability is kind of limited, but you never know, you might enjoy it more than me, I don't know. But I would definitely recommend it, just maybe just for a one-off watch, just to see your opinions of it. So yeah, that's my opinion of Would You Rather. That's been my review for Would You Rather. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Have you seen the movie? What did you think? Was it good? Was it bad? Let us know your opinions. So in the meantime, I'm Jimmy from TV. So I go.